Hello, I'm Old Wooley, and I am comping vocals. Yes, alright, let's quickly talk about what I'm doing. First things first. Sorry, this is my mic stand, and you don't have the mics on at the moment. We're not actually recording, but you can see from this setup, I've got just a little T-piece, and the two mics are sitting next to each other, about 5 degrees off center, and they're paired condenser mic. Well, they're not paired; they're two condenser mics. I choose them because they have different sonic properties that I'm able to mix between when I listen to my mixes. All right, so that's thing there, helpful to know for a sec. And at the moment, I take 3 runs through and save 3 takes with 2 pairs of input mics, which I then later pan left and right, and now I'm just comping vocals. And realistically, if I'm happy enough with my vocal delivery on the day, often it sounds like crap when you're listening back to it. So that's what the comping process is for. So you might find that your sound, your timbre is really good, but your pitch is off at the end of the line because you've got your breathing wrong, or maybe you didn't exactly know what note you're going to sing, even though you thought you did, like you might have played it on guitar or piano, but you're actually going for a different note, or you're bending the note a little bit. And so what I have in my head is my script. I do my performance, and then what I'm essentially doing is I'm editing that performance so that it represents what my goal is. And we're going to listen to that as I do it right now. I'll see whether you can see the screen. Not a great shot. I'll turn it a bit towards you. Okay, here are my 3. Sorry. I'll just squeeze them together. These are the 2 different vocal channels. I'm just expanding one of these to be able to select whichever take is soloed. So this is my comped track. Tell me something, some nascent conversation before I'm up there floating. And nothing more, but I could just play this. Floating deeply in your eyes. That's much more. Hello. That's a much more close mic approach. I should have tried to sing them all consistently, but it still has some benefit to have a slightly different style you can use at the end of lines. Anyway, back to this. So what I do is I hear this line, which is my comped line, for I'm up there floating, and then I sing to myself what I expect the line to be. Deep, deeply in your eyes, deeply in your eyes, deeply in your eyes. And then I have a listen to what's next. Deeply in your eyes. Bit flat. This one. Deeply in your eyes. That is also as flat as attack. Deeply in your eyes. Yeah, so that track is that much better for that little section. And so my comp line becomes they're floating deeply in your eyes, and I go and do that sequentially. Let's listen to what we've done so far. So this will be the first verse. I'll just get rid of this. So you came back, I cannot say sorry enough. I know I should have listened, not decided that we couldn't be together now. I wonder why you chanced my circumstances. I have never been worth the bean to anybody, certainly not to me myself. So, right, here's the real problem with this process, is that it leaves errors. Can be flat in areas, so I could have not breathed up right, it could have been the least dynamic of the takes that is on pitch for that, or for what I'm thinking it should be the pitch. And realistically, the whole track could be. It's not. I'm not using a machine to do this, but this is. Yeah, this is most of the time I do it this way. I have done a song just before. Let's see whether I'm going to save this one. Save, because I'm happy with that. File, close. And which song was it? Was it Sorry That I Wasted Your Time? It probably is. But I just did the whole... No, it wasn't that one. The whole track was a good enough take, and I accepted that. Now my standards for that track... No, it wasn't that one. Maybe I'm misremembering. The Drifter. Okay. So what I end up doing really when I do recording is I'll do 3 songs, 3 to 5 takes. Here it is. I've got, this is, I'm happy enough with this. I might not be happy when I review it. As you can see, no comping for this, but I think this take is the take that I like. I'll just get rid of all the other instruments. Maybe this is just a bit of guitar.
His young skin was sunburned, his gaze as hard as stone. Come the shift and he fell, shattered to his bones. Long left Oklahoma, used his 2 strong hands. He would build his life on shifting sands. The dusty road would call him, never take a backward glance. Earning better wages where the men were in demand. Blazing sun or darkness, desert or deep sea. He loved that the money made him free. They looked down on the drifter and everybody said there wasn't much happening in his head. Oh, the drifter knew there wasn't anything as important.
So I still got some mixing issues
sex and alcohol.
for that one. I haven't mixed it the same way, but predominantly that looks like that take is going to be fine for what I want. I don't want to muck around with it. It's a long song with lots of lyrics. And it's not the best song. It's a good song, but it's not the best song. So I think I could have it, I plug a lot of time into finessing something like that, and we're not going to get much return on investment. We'd be better off with that song to have instrumentation in the background, a good groove for the ins and outs and the little middle 8, just to break up the heaviness of the lyric, and just accept that it's pretty good. The only thing I think I need to see is if I can clean up that vocal so it's more understandable, because it's one of the more lyric heavy parts, but I think there's enough mucking around going on there that I don't need to worry about it, especially under other instruments. You may notice the other track just had some bongos and a couple of light instruments there, so it's going to be more exposed. In fact, let's just listen back and I'll unmute these other tracks, although they're not fully comped or whatever.
Each time he'd roll on, he'd pass through another town, longing just to flee the hard concrete and loud sound. Those nights he would take comfort.
Yeah, that's a scratch guitar as well, so that'll need to be redone.
Come daybreak,
But
he'd headache and depart.
I could probably bring the drums down too.
One night he stayed too long. He glanced out across the room.
And I need to put a bus in there.
Sparkling through the gloom. She lent hiding from the hubbub, breath warm upon his cheek. His few words
Get rid of that.
amused her easily. They looked down on the drifter and everybody said,
Yeah. So I reckon that'll work.
In his head.
Alright, so let's not get into the whys of recording now, but we'll just say the hows. And yeah, what I'm doing is time intensive. It means that not as good acoustic takes remain. They are electronically manipulated, but they're not algorithmically manipulated. I know that doesn't sound like much of a distinction, but it means it sounds more authentic because it is all authentic bits of music. And I think that'll be helpful in the long run for things like accepting that this is old Wooley singing, that's his voice, it's getting better, it's good, things like that. So I reckon that's the secret there. And hopefully we'll see some more recordings coming out soon. All right, see ya.